All right, y'all. Welcome to another podcast with another partner. One I'm excited about. One that just recently joined us, which is super dope. Lee at Filtered Quotes. Welcome to the show that I just made up, and I appreciate you joining me today.
Thank you, Justin. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So, Filtered Quotes. Truth be told, I don't know a lot about either, so this is going to be information for me as well. So let's just start with all the questions we ask everybody. So, in one sentence, or the best you can do in one sentence, what problem does your product solve for the agencies today?
All right, Justin, I'm going to be the first one to do it in one sentence. So that sentence doesn't count. Here it goes. Are you ready?
Got it.
All right. We deliver filtered, compliant, real-time insurance leads that match your appetite and flow into your workflow so you stop wasting time on low intent contacts.
All right, good shit. We're going to leave it. I'm going to move straight to it.
Yep.
So that was good. And I think it wasn't a run on. So you did well as like an English guy. All right. So paint the pain. What's the cost, time, money, stress of not fixing that problem for agencies at the moment?
Yep. I love it. I like this question. Time, money, stress. Time, your producers are chasing hard to reach contacts instead of quoting. Contact rates on many lists keep sliding. There's been a lot of trouble with leads these days. Money, every hour spent on low intent leads raises your cost per bind. We work with you to refine your sweet spot. Once we get your filters dialed in, the sky's the limit on where you're going to go. And then stress. When your follow-ups balloon and your sales are lagging, your team gets bummed out, right? And things get worse instead of better. So that's it right there.
Yeah. And all that stuff snowballs into biting at each other's faces, which is what we don't want. Okay, cool. So Filter Quotes, again, kind of new to me. So tell me about the aha origin story of how this thing started and where that came from.
Yep. So Filtered Quotes was born out of necessity by a guy named Jared Phillips. Agencies need the technology that the direct channels use. We've managed to make lead filtering a technology available to local agents. So, I'm a licensed agent. I have been for 15 years. I was a co-owner of a $14 million revenue agency. I would buy leads from every vendor available, and I'd do it every other month. And it was a cycle that was painful. I never had somebody understand the struggles that we were going through like Jared did. He comes from that world, that lead vendor world, right? And so you got to do a bunch of stuff and fail at it to finally find the formula that works. And so that's why I came to work for Filtered Quotes. I started here in June. So I'm newer to the company, but long time in insurance. I really like the vision, and I want to help build a better mousetrap.
Beautiful. All right, cool. What's the success snapshot? So like an agency that you've been working with you, like what is the measurable success that they've had?
Yep. So we work with Julie Alvarenga, a well-known Allstate agent in Texas. We're commonly her best lead source, and also helped her get her internal call center team up and improved overall, and worked on her complete marketing strategy. You can see a quote right from her on our website by Filtered.
Shout out Julie, my friend. So I appreciate that. Okay, cool. A lot of people don't do new things because they're like, oh my God, I don't know how to deal with this. So walk me through onboarding. Like what's the first 30 days or so look like for somebody?
Super simple. Yeah, we got it down to a science. Your first day, you got intake, right? Your goals, what lines of business are you trying to write? Your geo targets, CRM connection, filtering, getting those filters dialed in, right? Maybe you want something a little more specific. We can get really granular on our filters. Your delivery rules, your hours, budget caps, and then we have a portal.
Okay, cool. So they sign up, and how quickly are they getting data or leads?
It depends on, what systems they have in place. I'll preface it this way. We like to have agencies that know what they're doing with leads, right? It's important. That process is really important, but we're happy to help folks get that up and running. So, I've worked with, you name it, right? The system. I was a speaker at NetView on Agency Zoom in May. So lead process and how things flow is really, really important, and fine tuning that. And so we're happy to jump in and help hands-on, help fix your processes so that you can actually close leads, whether it's our leads or somebody else's.
Massively important. Can't say it enough. All right, cool. So someone uses it. What is the KPI that an agency owner should be looking for to say, all right, this is working in a successful way?
Yep. Key performance indicator. And I hate acronyms because they're everywhere. And then I get them all mixed up personally, especially in insurance.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, yeah, the key stuff that you want to look at to make your agency grow. It's pretty simple with leads. It's your cost per bind. That's your primary signal, of your return on investment. The secondaries are going to be your contact rate. So if you're jamming with 10,000 leads to some one poor producer, just your labor costs are going to be too high. So you got to think about your quote rate and your speed to lead.
Speed to lead. Yeah, I like it. Edge in one line. So what makes your approach different than all the other vendors out there?
Filtering is included up front. Delivery is in real time. Support is hands-on. That's the key to me, is that support hands-on. We answer the phone. Like let's set up a meeting, call, let's talk, let's look at your data. The goal is to have you buy outcomes, not volume.
Hmm.
And we partner with all the major vendors. We partner with publishers. We're launching, this gets into your next question, but we're launching our own
Go ahead.
channel. Insurancegoats.com is our own channel. I've done a lot of work on pay-per-click ads and things like that. So, we're working on getting our own sources in,
Okay.
and that's trickling in now, but that will ramp up over time. And then, the real key here is that one-on-one help, right? I ran an agency for years and years and years. And so I know what it takes to make it work. Once you find that formula, no pun intended, then
Okay. Pun it out. Pun it out.
that's it, right? Like you found the formula. Now let's replicate and figure out how to get people in the seats, keep your employees happy, get them some good leads, and write some business.
So you kind of hinted at it. So I'm going to let you open it up a little bit more. So
Sure.
insurancegoats.com, what does that mean? And what does that from a future perspective mean?
Yeah, it's just building out those landing pages to get our own traffic coming in, as well as supplementing from other sources that we know are good.
Mm.
And so, it's just getting in that direct channel game, which it's good. It works. It takes time to ramp up volume, but we're doing good. We feel good about it. We're also, getting a lot more into AI and AI bidding, right? So maybe a lead comes in later at night, and we want to be able to offer intelligent pricing where the agent is actually saving costs on leads that are, maybe off peak hours.
Yeah.
And so we're using some AI technology to do that as well. Some of the other things we do is, we really get granular with the filtering. So we can, we're looking at IP addresses, geolocations, making sure that phone number is real, all of these things to make sure that you're getting the best quality possible. And then if you're not, let's meet on it. Let's see, get in your portal. If you need to submit bad leads, no problem. But really, it's more about let's get your processes fixed, make sure that these leads are performing for you. I like to think of it like this. When I sold insurance, it was really important to rewrite, to write, keep that policy, right?
Yeah.
You don't make any money in the first year of insurance. You need to have that policy on the books for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. It's the same in the leads game. Like we need agents to continually renew. We're a small company. We're not one of these big mega companies. So every customer is extremely important, and making sure that they're happy, the leads are working, they're able to make money, and they continue buying leads.
Great. A solid point and perfectly said and I think people appreciate that, right? Like we are obviously some people have massive operations, but in reality, it's still just the guy or the girl at the end of
Yep.
it. And that's what a lot of people miss out on. And that's obviously something you and I talked about the framework that we're doing in Florida. Like we have to focus on the human before we focus on the business. Okay, cool. So how can attendees test drive, demo, or get examples at Formula? And then what are they going to be able to leave with like a concrete next step?
Yeah, for sure. Certainly very easy to get in touch with us. If you go to buyfiltered, BUY filtered.com, you're going to see a link. You can book a 15-minute call. We can share screens, show you what we can do and how we can help.
Beautiful. Will you be at the table in Florida? Will you also be able to show them the system or the software, the dashboard, or how that look?
Yeah, we can certainly do all of that. And then also, if you mention F3, make sure you mention F3, and we're doing a 50% deposit match.
There you go. All right, cool. And last one. So if an agency owner implements your solution perfectly, and I say perfectly because we know application is the game, what does success look like a year from now in your mind?
Yep. So stable cost per bind target, you get that met or better, and then you can repeat that weekly. You get lead volumes that are matching your staffing, your defined contact quote and bind rates per channel, and then this is important: clean CRM data, fast follow up, confident forecasting month over month. Right, all the things you need to do to run a successful business.
See, that's it. You did amazing, dude. So
Hey, thanks.
there was no rambling or nothing. You did incredible. So I will see you in Florida, but you already shared the website. What is there a phone number? Is there an email? Is there anything else you want to share to make sure they can get in contact with you?
Goodness.
Put you on the
I can
spot.
give you the phone number. Yeah.
All right.
The phone number is 678-921-9958. And again, buyfiltered.com. You'll find that, we pick up the phone. So give us a call, book some time with us. We'd love to see how we can help your agency.
Good job, dude. I'll see you in October.
Awesome. Thanks, Justin.
Thanks, man.